First of all, oh my goodness, I've never seen you with so many tattoos. Have you got more?
I've got a couple more, maybe. A couple more.
Do you still love them?
I love them.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you going to get more?
Maybe. Maybe. I have quite a few as it is. But you know why I don't regret them? Because every one of them has a meaning. Every one of them, you know, means something to me, whether it's family, whether it's life, whether it's my career. Every one of them has a meaning, so I don't regret any.
I've just watched the film, and it seems to me like it's a film about friendship. And there's a bit of football in it as well.
Yeah.
How are you all still friends after all these years?
That's a great thing about us. You know, we was able to play for a team that we've supported our whole lives, and be successful and do it as friends. The fact that we was able to do that, you know, I don't think it's ever been done before. The fact that all 6 of us came through, we played youth team level, reserve team level, first team level, and also went on to represent our countries and did it as friends and did it and won everything in football. Doesn't get any better than that.
Were you a little bit like a small family in a way?
We were, but obviously I'd come up from London. Being from East London, going up to Manchester was never going to be easy because, you know, I knew something different. But the fact that I was accepted like I was accepted, the fact that, you know, we wasn't best of friends when we first moved up there, and neither was Nicky Butt and Gary and Scholes and Phil and Giggsy, you know, but we became best of friends. The fact that we came together for this, sat in a room, and it was exactly like it was back in '92 was special. So
if you're the band of brothers, what was Alex Ferguson?
The Godfather, and not in a good way.
Mafia Don?
Not in a bad way, but we were all very scared of him. But we was even more scared of Eric Harrison.
Eric Harrison?
Yeah.
Who I love Eric Harrison.
Eric's amazing. He still scares me. I saw him the other day, and he walks into the room, and I'm like, okay, is my shirt tucked in?
Eric Harrison's a pussycat. For people who don't know, let's explain who Eric Harrison is.
Yeah, he's the youth team manager that brought us through and gave us the elements that we needed to be Manchester United players and England players and Welsh. And
were you as scared of him as you were of Alex Ferguson?
More.
More? Why?
I just think he's a scarier person. Sir Alex Ferguson obviously was a manager that commanded respect, and he was one of the reasons why we all went on and achieved what we achieved. But when you talk about being scared of someone, Eric Harrison was that person. When we played at the Cliff training ground, there was a building with glass windows. We describe it in the film. He used to sit up there for some of the games on Saturday mornings, and he would bang on the window when we did something wrong, and then we'd look up and he'd be gone, and we know that he's coming down to the pitch. So, yeah, he scared us.
What was Alex Ferguson's hairdryer treatment like?
Pretty bad. Pretty bad. I had a couple over my career, I must admit.
Go on. Tell us about the worst.
The worst. There was a few. But, you know, he was a manager that, like I said, he commanded respect. We had the respect for him because, you know, for him to actually put us in the team when he did was a bold move, was a huge move. But he had the confidence in us to go and achieve. But he was a strong manager. It's why he's been the most successful manager in football. You know, a great manager.
Let's go back to, I think it's 1995, your goal against Wimbledon,
yeah.
1995?
Yeah.
How on earth did that happen? How did you know to even try to score?
I'd done it at Sunday League level because I could always strike a good ball. So when I was 8, 9 years old, I was able to, you know, we were playing in full-size goals with obviously 8-year-olds, so pretty short. And I was able to hit a ball pretty well, so I always kind of scored those goals. But then, obviously, to do it at professional level in a Manchester United game, where the game was over, we'd already won the game, but the fact that the ball rolled to me, Jordi Cruyff had just tried it just before then, and then obviously I had the opportunity to try it, and I hit it. And as soon as I hit it, I thought, it's going to go in, but if it doesn't go in, I'm in trouble because the manager is going to kill me when I get in the dressing room. But the fact that it went in, and then Eric Cantona came up to me and said, great goal. For me, that was better than scoring the goal. The fact that he came up to me and said that.
Talking about that group of players that you came through with, they've been with you in your life through amazing times, but also some really difficult times.
Yeah.
Looking back to France '98, what was the conversation that I guess you must have had with Gary Neville after that game?
I don't think any of us knew the extent of what was going to happen over those next few years. You know, I obviously realised that I'd made a mistake, and that, but I don't think any player at that point in England's history had gone through anything like that. So I wasn't
What did
really,
you go through? What was it?
I mean, it was 4 years of being abused, my family being abused. I think that was the toughest part, you know, the fact that my family had to go through it with me as well. You know, I'm a pretty strong person, but, you know, when my grandparents were getting the same kind of thing, my parents, my sisters, you know, that's difficult, and it was a tough time. But the good thing about it is that I had Gary Neville, Phil, Scholesy, Butty, Giggsy, Sir Alex Ferguson, my mum and dad, my wife. You know, I had a son on the way. I had Manchester United fans. The fact that I had all of those people around me, that's the reason why I got through it.
We've just seen, actually, with England's cricketers, we've seen Jonathan Trott have to come home from an Ashes tour because of a stress-related illness. Sometimes people from the outside don't understand the stress and pressures on sportsmen. But I know if you talk to people like yourself who've played at the highest level, it can be really lonely, can't it?
It can be, but as long as you have strong people around you and you know how to, you know, enjoy yourself, and you know how to handle the pressure. Everyone's different. You know, obviously Jonathan's going through a tough time, and you know we all hope that he, you know, is happy and is successful and is, you know, he fixes whatever is going on. You know, I don't know it. I know no kind of reason why I should, and neither should anybody else. But he has the support of his teammates. He has the support of the nation. So every sportsman's different. You know, every sportsman handles things in different ways. I was lucky that I had people around me. If I hadn't have had the people around me, then I might have not been able to handle it the way I did. You've
been lucky a lot of times, haven't you?
Yeah.
And actually, I suppose, looking back at the thing that's kept you going, it has always been your family. That's what you've always gone back to, isn't it?
It is. And that's one of the proudest things in my career that I have. The fact that my children have lived through my career with me is the reason why I've got over the things that I've got over. You know, I've had great support from management, from fans, from the players that I've played with, from my family. But the fact that my children have lived through that, they're the reason why I've got over the tough times.
Do you want the boys to play football? I know Brooklyn's quite good.
I mean, if they want to play football, then great. If they don't want to play football, then it doesn't matter. They're always going to have the support of their dad and their mum, of course. So if they want to go into play football, then, you know, we'll see.
It's Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
I imagine your kids could probably have almost anything that they wanted.
They're not going to, though.
Well, how do you keep them grounded? How does that work?
Because we were brought up very grounded. We were brought up in working class families, and it's all we know. You know, we're obviously in very privileged positions, but the boys are very grounded, and Harper, of course. You know, of course we spoil them like every parent spoils their kids, but like I said, they're very grounded. They're excited about Christmas, yeah, they're excited.
And you've recently moved back to London, moved into the centre of London.
Yeah.
What's the thinking behind that?
Well, the boys go to school in central London. You know, I haven't lived in London since I was 15 properly. So, to be back home is something special. We moved back last December, so we've been here a lot longer than people realise. But obviously we're both very busy, and we're busy as a family. But the boys are based in central London schools. We think, that's great for their education, and their education is the number one importance for us.
And will we be seeing you in charge of an American soccer team anytime soon?
Yes.
What's going to happen with that?
Well, the announcement will hopefully be before the new year.
Go on, announce it now. Go on.
As much as I'd love to. We're not ready yet, but we're almost there.
It's going to happen?
Yes.
Miami?
Maybe.
And the manager will be?
We'll see.
The manager will be Sir David Beckham, perhaps? A knighthood in the offing? Is that?
I won't be a manager.
You won't be a manager? Might you be a knight?
I heard those rumours the other day, but I'm very proud of what I've already got, and what happens in the future we'll see, but I'm very proud of what I've already got.
You've got lots of other business interests as well, haven't you?
Yes.
Designing?
Yes.
You design a range of underwear?
The underwear.
What's important to you in a pair of pants?
Comfort, the fit, the colour, but no, comfort and fit.
And how involved are you?
Very involved.
Are you?
I designed it. I designed the range.
And
I'm
model?
just very lucky and model it, of course, which I'm getting to the age where I probably should stop at some point.
Do you think?
Being seen in my underwear around
You
the
could
world.
be a role model for maturing men around the world.
Well, there you go.
I also want to ask you about Victoria, because her business is going from strength to strength. Are you involved in that at all?
No.
Not at all?
Apart from the support.
Do you just say that looks nice?
I wish I was, because of the success that she's had. I am involved in the fact that I say, that looks amazing, or do you need a cup of tea while you're working on that dress?
So you make the tea?
Yes. I'm good at tea.
Are you?
Yeah.
What do you have, milk and sugar?
No milk, one sugar.
No milk?
No milk. I know, it's a bit weird. I know, it is controversial.
That is a bit weird. I've got another thing I want to ask you. Victoria has said that the airport is her catwalk, and we've seen lots of pictures of you all going from one side of the Atlantic to the other, 4 kids in tow, looking immaculate. When normal people go to the airport, they're sweaty, there's a nappy bag, they look really stressed, someone's crying.
No, Victoria always looks immaculate. I look comfortable. Victoria looks immaculate. She always looks great going through the airport.
How do you do that?
But we're very organised. Well, I'm very
way?
organised. Victoria, not so much. But we are organised when we're walking through as a family.
Is that a little bit like the OCD thing?
Yes.
So what do you do? How do you get organised?
Well, the nappy bag is my job.
Good.
And Victoria always walks with 2 of the boys. I'm always carrying Harper,
Like that.
of course.
Yeah.
And I've got one of the other boys. So we're very organised when we go through an airport.